Good evening, everyone. Private investigators working on the Deorr Kunz Jr. case believe that the toddler is indeed dead.
Klein Investigators and Consulting started working on the case November 28th. Since then, they've ruled that Deorr was not abducted or attacked and drug away by a wild animal.
Local News 8's Chelsea Brensel has been working on this story since day one. Chelsea, what did you learn tonight?
Well, Jay and Carol, senior investigator Philip Klein says there's one person the firm has yet to hear from. Let's go back to July 10th. The story is there were 4 people at the campground when Deorr disappeared. That is his parents, great-grandpa, and a friend. That friend, Mr. Isaac Renwand.
I will say this. We have interviewed the father. We have interviewed the mother. We have interviewed the grandfather. We have not interviewed Isaac Renwand. He has hired a counsel, which is his right to do. He has hired counsel. We have extended an arm in friendship to the counsel and saying, let's bring him in a room. You can sit there and you can tell him to answer or not to answer, but let's hear his story. Let's hear his story. And we have not heard his story yet. We need to hear his story. And so far we've been blocked from doing that. In fact, we have not even received a return phone call from his counsel.
Is that counsel Kent Goucher?
Yes. According to a document that is on file, he officially represents him. That's all I can say.
After multiple phone calls to the firm Kent Goucher works at, I decided to go ask him what was going on in person. I was turned away, saying Mr. Goucher knew I called and would get back to me if he wanted to speak about Isaac Renwand. According to the Idaho Repository, Goucher has represented Renwand in at least one other case. So then... Isaac, it's Chelsea from Local News 8. I went to Renwand's house. After 3 knocks and no response, I did leave. However, I did speak with one of Renwand's neighbors. He says that he thinks Isaac is a nice guy and he doesn't think he did anything wrong. He also added that he feels comfortable with Isaac being around his grandchildren. But Klein did want me to remind everyone why he's on this case. Klein says he was hired by the toddler's grandfather, but the client is the baby Deorr. And the goal of this investigation is finding him. Live in the studio, I'm Chelsea Brensel.
Thanks, Chelsea. Lemhi County says the investigation is ongoing and that information was previously withheld. Bonneville County detectives are also helping with this case. Make sure